So Sony decided to take matters into their own hands and purchase Bungie as a response to Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. Now, Sony purchasing Bungie is an interesting topic because, number one, they only paid $3.6 billion for Bungie. Number two, it doesn't really show much information on this deal, but what we can see from these articles is that future Destiny games and maybe other future Bungie IPs, if they make any other games, may not be exclusive to Sony. It says here in the article that Sony has responded to Microsoft's record-shattering deal to buy Activision Blizzard with acquisition news of its own, announcing today it plans to buy Destiny 2 maker Bungie for $3.6 billion. Now, first off, what I want to talk about there is the amount of money they paid. Now, yes, it is known that Microsoft does have more money than Sony, but it's not like Sony is flat broke and can't afford to buy developers and they can't afford to pay millions and billions of dollars. That's not the case. I think the case really is based on how much a company is worth. And so maybe Bungie just isn't worth as much money compared to Activision and Blizzard, considering that they have much more IPs than Bungie does. And that's just me speculating because I'm not in the business, so I don't really understand the whole process behind it. I don't really know the whole deal behind that kind of stuff. Just my speculation, right? But going on from there, it says, Bungie will reportedly remain an independent subsidiary of Sony Interactive Entertainment after the deal closes, leaving it free to self-publish and reach players however it chooses, according to Sony. That's in contrast to past acquisitions by both Sony and Microsoft, which have seen previously multi-platform studios like Bethesda go exclusive. Now, what that's saying there basically is studios like Bethesda being purchased by Microsoft is, for the most part, going exclusive. Now, there was talks back then about certain IPs may be multi-platform. Maybe the next Doom would be multi-platform. Maybe the next Elder Scrolls would be multi-platform. I believe they confirmed that Starfield is exclusive to Xbox. But what they're saying here is that it may not be the case with Bungie. Like, they are still going to be multi-platform, being Xbox and PlayStation. They just want to use this to reach more players, as they say. I don't really understand the strategy behind that, because while Destiny does have a large player base, it's kind of been a joke of like, who cares about Destiny type of thing. I've seen it all over the internet. I've seen it with people I talk to. So I don't know what made them decide to go with Bungie. I remember a time where Destiny 2 was a free item when you purchased another game at Best Buy. And then if you didn't get it for free, it only cost like $1 to buy Destiny 2. So I don't really know why they keep pushing this game more and more. Bungie used to make the Halo games, so I'm wondering, can they do something new, fun, and exciting? And I don't think they are. They may now, since they have some of Sony's money to back them up. But it's just really, really weird. They go on here to say that it's an important step in our strategy to expand the reach of PlayStation to a much wider audience. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan said in a press release, "We understand how vital Bungie's community is to the studio and look forward to supporting them as they remain independent and continue to grow." So this is kind of like Sony putting money into Evo, and people kind of bitched at me about my video about how it's going to be exclusive things for Sony and Sony's trying to kick people away from Evo. When they didn't understand, the story was that they were putting money into Evo to help them produce more tournaments because they had a huge slowdown because of the pandemic. And I kept telling people they're not taking exclusive deals from Evo. They were helping them to put out more tournaments, put out more events, because Evo didn't have the resources to survive the pandemic, as they claim. So Sony was trying to help them survive the pandemic. That was it. Now, in terms of Sony buying Discord, I don't know what happened with that, and I don't really care about Discord. I think Discord sucks. I've tried it. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't like it. So I can't talk about that. But when it comes to buying a developer, and we're seeing it now more and more. You got Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard and Bungie, Bethesda, Sony buying Bungie. What I want to see, like, if this is the way the game is changing, right? Clearly it is. Gaming is always changing. We had this whole long bracket where battle royales was the thing and everyone was doing battle royales. You know, you had PUBG, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Apex, all these battle royales that they're doing. And so I think now the game is changing into purchasing these developers. And I think if that's the way they want to go, maybe they should be purchasing developers that have been doing horrible and have been, trashing their name. I remember a time where EA was an amazing developer. Back in like the PS2 GameCube days, they had great Need for Speed games like Underground 1, Underground 2, Most Wanted. Carbon wasn't that good. They had the Hot Pursuit games. They had really good James Bond games. I don't really care about James Bond, but those games were really fun. They had Medal of Honor. They had better Madden games. Probably better FIFA games. Better Star Wars games. Remember the Force, was it the Force Unleashed? The Force Unleashed game, that one was pretty fun. They even had good Battlefront games. The new one, the recent the current Battlefront is good now, but it wasn't good at launch, and the one before that wasn't really that good either. But they had some good Star Wars games, good ideas, and I think one of these companies should buy EA and help them make better games and remove all the microtransaction bullshit and remove all those FIFA Legacy Edition where you're just paying for a roster update, all that BS. And I think Konami should be another one that should get purchased. To a point, because Konami also makes Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I don't know what would happen if they get purchased by Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo. But, look what they did with Kojima and Silent Hill. They just destroyed it all. Konami hasn't had really any game in a while, really, right? Like, they haven't really released anything. Yeah, they do the Castlevania games, and I guess they recently did do the Advanced Collection, which was a phenomenal collection. So I want to see Konami do more and better things like they used to be. More Castlevania games, more Silent Hill games. Silent Hill was basically my first ever horror game, and it was Silent Hill 2, and that game scared the crap out of me. Okay, and I still have nightmares about PT. So I think that's what they should be doing. Activision Blizzard does kind of fit in that category because of the scandal from last year. Bethesda, I don't think Bethesda needed to be purchased to be improved. The only real issue was with certain games like Fallout 76. I'm always going to use that example, so don't even ask me to not stop using it, because it is a prime example of developers lying to the consumer and not being able to fulfill on the promises despite the number of time that, the time frame they have to put out a game. But there are developers out there who have been slacking and ruining their name and their games, and I think those should be the ones that get purchased so they can have the power of Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo to back them up and make better games. Just a quick example on the side, kind of relates, kind of doesn't. Game Freak did take some time off to make Pokemon Legends Arceus because they had the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl games done by another team, and while I have heard mixed reviews of Arceus, I can say after playing for about total 6-7 hours already, roughly, it was worth the Game Freak taking the time to pull more resources. Now it could, of course, could be much better. They could add a lot more. A lot of people compare Pokemon to Monster Hunter games now, especially Monster Hunter Stories. There's definitely a lot of pro and cons to each game when comparing them, but it's having the time to make these games. Look at WWE. They took a year or two off to make this new game. I don't know how the new game's going to be yet, but, it's good that we can get these companies who are failing, not doing so good, to get the support to make better games. I'm not saying the Game Freak was failing because they make Pokemon games and they sell out. Arceus is actually sold out. I've heard from people in New York, and I've checked stores down here. Arceus has been sold out physically. So they are doing good, but you also have the power of that, company, that console maker, to back you up and help you with your resources. I think Nintendo should be giving Game Freak more time and more resources. And I think if Microsoft and Sony want to buy these developers, if that's the way the game is going, they should be purchasing these crappy developers like EA and Konami. I can't think of any other ones that are doing bad. Rockstar would just be too big of a company to purchase. Let's just be honest here. I don't think any of these guys are going to purchase Rockstar. They may pay for like exclusive deals, like time exclusive deals, but I don't think Rockstar would be bought out by one of these companies. If it does, that's Armageddon right there. So we just got to wait and see what happens. This Bungie deal, in my opinion, kind of stupid. Because are people really going to keep playing Destiny and they're going to play a Destiny 3 or, you know, I don't know. But that's my video for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I never asked, but I guess I'm asked now. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And I will see you guys next time.